Hi, I'm Marie. This is part, 5 of the series of charting for Fortnite Festival and getting your song in. If you haven't already, you would have downloaded Partypack already. I mean, that's why you're here. Once you have it downloaded, install it. It may show some warning that says, hey, do not trust. Okay? There's some weird thing about the service that they use to make this thing work, but it is safe. I have Partypacker installed on my computer. It is completely safe. I played it with it earlier. I've played it with it a few days ago. All I can say is just listen to me. It's safe. Um, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to submissions. You're gonna type in the song, Joan, joke, right? That's the name of my song. And then you're gonna type in the artist name. Like this is at any time. If you want to test it, if you want to say, hey, I'm finished, and then want to test it. If you just want to test it just because you just have something cool finished and you just want to play through it, then sure, just any time during the process. You can create a draft and you won't have to upload it and say, hey, can you check through it? You can just upload it and have it there so you can just test it, play with it. Just type in the artist name, the album, length in seconds. This may be a little tricky, but what you can do is you can go to the end of the song. Like at the very end, you'll see, and if you click up on it, you're gonna see the time. So you're gonna see like, oh, it ends exactly at measure 100. But it also says 317. And if I can get that to change, I can make it say seconds. 197 seconds and 588, whatever. You're gonna take that and put 197. Just 197. You could put like 5, but just put 197, 198. Not specifically for you, but what I read off of here, like that. So what you're gonna do now is, once you have that done, you're gonna choose the key. I would just literally type in like the song key and BPM, and it'll probably pop up with this. It'll say, hey, this is artist, this is the key, look through multiple sources to check if it's correct. So I put like E minor. The lead type, you just choose the instrument and it'll be fine. Tempo, we already figured out the tempo. For me, it's 120.25. Just take whatever the average is, but you usually see it hang around. That's what you want it to be at. Now, three most important parts. The MIDI file, audio file, and I guess cover image. You can literally just search like, you can go to Discogs. That's where I go because it has like album arts like ripped from, like literally it's pictures taken of it in perfect places. You can search like, search the artist, and then you can just go like, hey, I need this song. And I could be like, hey, yeah, I need this album art. And I could just like right click, save as image, whatever. You probably have to convert it to PNG. There's websites to do it. Like you can go PNG or you, JPEG to PNG and click on JPEG to PNG.com. Upload your file, convert. It'll work. So now once you got that, come back to Partypacker. You can put your cover PNG in, and then it should be loaded, right? I put the wrong file in because I don't expect to publish this because I already have it published. Not published, but saved as a draft. So what you're going to do is you're going to see MIDI file here. Go back to Reaper, and what you're going to do is just click File, Export Project MIDI, Consolidate Time, Entire Project, Consolidate MIDI Items All. Make sure it is marked as multi-track. We already checked all the names and stuff, all the events, made sure it works, hopefully. And then click multi-track MIDI file, type 1. Don't literally type 1, but it's type 1. Embed project tempo time signature changes and hit OK. It'll render it all for you and you don't have to do anything about it. As for the audio, if you have it specially positioned in there, which you should at the third measure, what you're going to do then is you're going to click, well, unmute everything, and then start with what you're going to do. Like if you only have the song audio and you have the count-in, then what you're going to do is you're going to unmute the song audio and mute the stems you probably use for charting but don't want to use for in Fortnite Festival. Once you do that, just also make sure your MIDI files are muted because they can play through and you don't want that. What you're going to do then is click File, Render. Choose a name for it, browse, output, select Aug Vorbis, sample rate 4800, 48,000, or 44,100. Either one works. These two are the recommended. And once you have all this set, it looks very complicated, but that's all you need to do. Just render one file. If you have all of these other stems, what you're going to do is render the song as this, just the count-in, then mute the count-in, render the lead, which means you're going to go through that process after you unmute this, go through the process, change the name, render it, go back here, mute that, unmute, file, render, change name, render, and you're going to keep going through all of them until you have all audio rendered. Once you have that done, you should have Reaper installed. Not Reaper. You already have Reaper installed, of course you do. You got Audacity. You need that installed. Install it. I think. Yeah, that's the right website. Yeah, just install it right off that. Once you have it installed, open it. Don't show this at startup. And what you're going to do is open and then choose the rendered audio. Oh, fuck, it did that. Never mind. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. Well, that's the wrong thing. So what you're going to do is Audacity. And just copy your stems in. Make sure to collapse them because you don't need... And by the way, these are the rendered stems. You don't need the ones you put into Reaper. You need the ones you took out of Reaper. So now you have all these lined up as they should be because you exported them from Reaper. Should end because I said resize the MIDI file, whatever. You're going to click Export Audio. Make sure it's Aug Vorbis. Select Custom Mapping. I like to set it to 4800. Set this to quality 2 or 3, okay? Configure custom mapping and make sure here in Fortnite Festival modding, ooh, Eevee. I like the bow. There it is. This is the example of it being too big. There's something somewhere to help explain. Okay, yep, right here. The order is drums, bass, lead, vocal, and then like the background audio track. So what you're gonna do is find your drums, right? How do I? Okay. Oh, there you go. So you select the channel that you want it to connect to. It's like I need drums left and right on 1 and 2. Then I need bass on 3. Bass left on 3. Ooh, this is confusing. Bass right on 4. Lead on lead left on 5. Lead right on 6. Vocals left on 7. Vocals right on 8. The backing track on channel 9 and 10. Gonna hit OK. Whew. Bit of a brain trickery. But yeah, make sure this is set low enough, not too low, but low enough that you can click export and have it under like 20 megabytes. Once it finishes rendering, you're going to come into here, your output folder that you have it set to, and then check it. Right click it, check the file, see the size, see it's 14.8 megabytes. It's perfectly fine. It'll fit because this is my actual audio file is 13. So if it fits, it's good. Come to details and check to see if it's at 10. If it's at 10, you're good. You're golden. You can then go to back to Partypack and then upload the MIDI file that you exported and then upload the audio file that you exported. Put in your difficulty. You could put in like 6666 whatever and say it's a most difficult, and press create. Once you have pressed create, you're going to click on your profile in the top right and you're going to see, hey, my song's here. You want to add it to active, which now it should be there. Choose a song that you know you own. For example, I know I own Mr. Brightside, so I'm going to put it on Mr. Brightside. Now once it's here, what you're going to do is open Partypacker, after you've installed it, of course. Log in, same way you did on here, clicking the top right, and click launch. What you're going to do is go to Fortnite Festival, select the song from going to the podium, not the podium, the song select, and then your song should appear. And then you can play. And that should be the whole process. The cool thing about Partypacker, though, is if you ever need to change anything, it's right here. You want to change the MIDI file? Sure, go ahead. It's actually suggested that you do this so you can keep playtesting it to see, hey, did the change I make turn out well, or is it bad? I need a new audio file because I needed to change something because I didn't like it. I need a new cover art because the old one kind of sucked and I found a better one, etc., etc. It's all doable here. And also from here, you can also add a custom song. Although I will say, there is a slight issue. If this is your first time installing Partypacker, please check the FAQ. If this is your first time, you will have an issue where your computer cannot connect to the internet. If you cannot connect to the internet, please check the FAQ. There's instructions on how to fix it. And it's the first thing anyone will tell you to do. Check the FAQ, fix your proxy. That's it. That is the whole tutorial and a half of how to make customs, pretty much. It's a good step into the world of modding Guitar Hero games and just messing with MIDIs in general, having fun, and probably getting into a brand new community. So I hope this tutorial helped.